What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Why Instagram is full of frauds. Can we all agree that, we go on Instagram and we see nothing but so-called social media influencers flexing on poor people, making them feel less satisfied with their lives and everything? It's almost getting to a point where maybe, they don't even need to have social media in the first place. And that right there is saying something. So let me share the screen.
On this channel, we love exposing fake gurus, explaining why the new investment you've been pitched is a Ponzi scheme, and why athletes go broke. One thing we haven't discussed yet is Instagram being the mecca of fraudulent behavior. In this video, we're going to dive a little deeper than just fake gurus trying to sell you their get-rich-easy scheme. The theme of this video relies on this definition of fraud: a person or thing intended to deceive others, typically by unjustifiably claiming or being credited with accomplishments or qualities.
Exactly.
Deception for personal gain is the reason why Instagram is full of frauds.
Now, this image right here, I know I said this like 1,000 times when it comes to social media influencers, right? Especially when it comes to them flexing on people on social media. And even though you have like a blue badge in your profile, you must really think you're all of that. But deep down, when it comes to having surgeries and everything, you're not happy with yourself. And it's kind of obvious that we're dealing with frauds and fake people on social media because they want to find ways to make you feel poor with their rich and living a fabulous lifestyle. But we all know the reality of the situation is that they're not happy.
Can you believe that this is the same person? This lady is showing us how two completely different poses can show two completely different results. And this is a side-by-side of an edited photo versus one that is not edited. And here's my favorite natural bodybuilder. The term influencer
and you know what? What's interesting about these bodybuilders on Instagram, each time when I look at that page, I can't help but to think, are they really natural or they're just using the juice? Because we all know that steroids play a big role in bodybuilders when it comes to, being a certain Instagram models, because when they know they're lying, they need to fess up sometimes.
Thrown around a lot as if it's an outcast profession, but social media influencers have real influence on the people consuming their content. I think boomers still like poking fun at someone who is an influencer as a career, but that's a patronizing way of downplaying someone's effect on the purchasing of consumer goods. Advertisers are willing to pay good money to have their product or service put in front of a large audience being promoted by someone the audience trusts. Influencer marketing expected to grow to be worth $13.8 billion this year. That's an 812% increase since 2016. That tells you that brands find influencer marketing to be very important to their advertising campaigns. I showed those pictures just a minute ago because influencers are incentivized to get your attention in any way possible. Unfortunately, the pendulum has swung way too far, and influencers are going to extremes to alter their appearance to receive views for the content.
Ad break. Forgot this video was monetized.
Main benefit of moving to grid is just... In the New Yorker article titled "The Age of Instagram Face," according to the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, Americans received more than 7 million neurotoxin injections in 2018,
wow,
and more than 2.5 million filler injections. That year, Americans spent $16.5 billion on cosmetic surgery.
And you see, I think this right here is what's really wrong with society. Instead of just feeling good about their natural looks, they would rather just take it to the hospital or a doctor to go under the knife to get everything fixed up with their bodies and everything. I mean, whatever happened to the good old days when we didn't need, cosmetic surgeries before social media? I mean, plastic surgeries has been like this a thing for years, but once social media came around, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, you have these so-called influencers just doing everything they can to get clout because of their disgusting looks. And That's not attractive, bro.
92% of these procedures were performed on women. This article was really interesting as the author visited numerous plastic surgeons who discussed the emergence of an Instagram face that had similar procedures as celebrities who had large social media followings. Thanks to injectables, cosmetic procedures are no longer just for people who want huge changes or who are deep in battle with the aging process. They're for millennials, or even, in rarefied cases, members of Gen Z. This is the real problem, in my opinion. The new role models of our youth are Instagram influencers who use deception to promote a beauty standard that is unattainable.
And, you know, and nothing beautiful about plastic surgeries. It's just going around making you look. Okay, there is nothing beautiful about plastic surgeries. All it does is making you look like a monster. And yet you got people on social media making memes about you because of how you look in plastic surgery. I mean, I get it. You want to feel better about yourself, but going under the knife is not going to do it. It's just going to make you feel insecure and make you feel miserable, even worse. Because you're better off without, you know, plastic surgery or going under the knife. You're better off just looking beautiful in natural way. Just accept who you are.
Think about this. The highest paid and most popular beauty influencers can't even attain the image they present to the public naturally. Whether it be through Photoshop, Facetune, or plastic surgery, they're using devices to trick you into thinking their image is attainable. The result is obvious. Young women feeling the need to get plastic surgery. On a deeper level, the subconscious messaging that is being perpetuated is that young women's only value is in how thick they are on social media. I think 95% of the most followed people on Instagram use Facetune easily, the popular plastic surgeon told me, and I would say that 95% of these people have also had some sort of cosmetic procedure. Let me be very clear.
And it's obvious, you know, even some certain celebrities, they sometimes have they have surgeries, but they also use Photoshop to make it look like they're actually looking like that. Like take the Kardashians, for example. They're famous for using plastic surgeries all around. And all there is just fake is their personalities. Especially, you know, Chloe is known for using a whole lot of filters and Photoshops and trying to make it look like she's natural, but she's not. Everybody in Hollywood are not natural. Yeah, you got some plastic surgeries, you know, from reality TV stars, movie stars, singers, rappers, etc. Stars in Hollywood, they always have something to go, you know, under the knife for it. Always using Photoshop to make their bodies look like they really did have their bodies looking like that when they lost weight. But in reality, you're going to see a huge difference when you see them in person. They always find ways to tuck their stomach in, suck their stomach in to make it look like they have a six-pack, but they don't. And that is exactly what is going on in today's society and why a lot of men like myself do not want a woman looking like that.
Clear. I see nothing wrong with people getting cosmetic surgery. The problem I have is when influencers aren't transparent about their surgeries, use of Facetune and Photoshop, or consumption of steroids. What makes it even worse is when these same people lie about their procedures and then sell products based on a false image.
Yeah, just like the Kardashians. They're known for being liars. They lie about surgeries. They lie about, you know, false product images and everything. And that is the one thing I do not like about Hollywood in general. They'll find ways to lie to the media, to the world, to the public, where we all know the truth behind the issue. It's all about owning up your honesty.
This clip is a perfect example of how different someone can look using different angles and lighting. This is a nice-looking girl, but then she immediately becomes a new, more attractive version of herself with a slight change in the lighting and angle. Most photos from beauty or bathing suit influencers are deceptive, which I consider fraudulent. They're not displaying how they realistically look and then selling the image as being attainable by buying their mascara or eyelash extensions. Even influencers who haven't had any cosmetic work or or use crazy filters will rely on unnatural poses to appear to have a physique more alluring than the one they really have. When you consider the demographics of the audience, we shouldn't be surprised to see depression and mental health issues arise at the rate society has seen over the last 10 years. Mental health problems are on the rise among adolescents and young adults, and social media may be a driver behind the increase. This AJMC article includes a research study that detailed a rise of 70% or more in mental health issues in adolescents over the past 10 years, which also coincides with social media use.
Are you one of those SEOs with too much?
Yeah, this is another serious topic that we need to talk about more. Because I'll be honest with you, social media does cause mental health issues, you know, when it comes to cyberbullying, when a person who's going around cyberbullying people to make themselves feel good about bringing people down, to bring pain in other people's lives, just so they can hide the pain of their own, what they're going through. But then on top of that, being a social media influencer, being a social media influencer, it also causes like depression and, you know, anxiety and mental health issues as well. Because once you get fame into your scope, like, it's scary. Fame is a drug. You know, it's scary to be famous all over the world, and you feel like you want to be a normal person, but at the same time, you just feel like you can't do nothing about it. And that is exactly what's going on in today's world when it comes to social media influencers and mental health crisis, because that is the scariest thing to everybody to go through.
Dove has released a moving video called Reverse Selfie to address the impact of editing apps on the self-esteem of young people. Dove's self-esteem research project found that 85% of girls were using retouching apps and image filters by the age of 13. By the age of 13, young women are already negatively influenced to dislike their bodies enough to use filters before posting photos online.
I think what really messed up you know what? The messed up thing about this situation is the parents are failing to talk to their children about social media. And if they feel insecure about their bodies, talk to them about it. You don't need to have them go to get things done under the knife, because one, they're too young to have surgeries, you know, to look a certain way, to look like a certain celebrity. You don't need surgery for all of that, especially if you're like a young child, a young lady, or a young man, to feel insecure about themselves. Just because somebody tells you that you look ugly, fine, but you don't need to go under the knife to look a certain way, because that'll make your insecurities feel even worse. And the fact that it's happening to a younger generation, like kids and 13-year-old girls and boys in general, to want to look like a certain somebody when it comes to using these, you know, editing apps to look a certain way on social media, that's even 10 times worse. And that's why parents need to talk to their kids about these issues. If the schools can't do it, how come the parents can't?
On the other side, we have the male fitness industry that is full of frauds. If you donated $1 for every time a fitness influencer lied about being natural, you could solve Sarah McLachlan's homeless dog problem.
Be an angel for a helpless animal?
In the make money online niche, you have a plethora of fake gurus. In the fitness world, and just as prevalent, you have the fake natties. These are dudes who claim to be natural, but have the physique of someone who looks about as drug-free as Lamar Odom walking out of a brothel. If you thought young women were the only ones who suffer from body image issues, think again. Men deal with it just as much. The most followed Instagram influencers in the fitness space have physiques that look like they were made in a lab. And guys don't follow fitness influencers for their stock tips. They want the seps to hug their sleeve as tight as a newly drafted player hugs Roger Goodell. Even worse, many...
And you know what? Like I said before, steroids play a huge role when it comes to the fitness industry, because you barely see any natural fitness models on social media, because all you see is guys juiced up veins probably out of their bodies to make people think that it's natural, but it's not. So the only way for us to become a better fitness industry is to not have the steroids involved. Because without steroids, you're fine. But with steroids, I feel like people are gaining more attention than they do with natural bodybuilders without the steroids.
The gym bros flexing on your social media feed perpetuate fitness and diet myths to their loyal followers. The answer to getting a body that looks like it was produced by CGI is to just eat more protein. Link in the description. Attention sells in the social media world, and the outlier physiques receive the most. Fitness influencers are incentivized to go to the extremes to lie about their obvious steroid use and maximize their physical appearance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, many of the youth following these completely natural, wink wink, bodybuilders don't know that real gains happen when you eat clean, trend hard, and Avar give up.
Exactly. And what's even worse about it is that they always lie about their appearances as well. Because deep down, we all know what's really going on with them using filters and Photoshop apps to make them look like, you know, like I said before. But influencers and fitness models, they lie about everything. Like, I literally cannot stand when people do that. You know, if you're an influencer and you're a fitness model, be honest with your audience. Stop lying to people. Because we all know deep down that that's not really you.
Why do fake gurus promote their get-rich-easy schemes on Instagram? Because they make insane amounts of money. Sure, CoffeeZilla and I may call you out. To them, who cares? They're making millions, and we don't affect their business enough to shut us down. I'm not going to go in detail with fake gurus, as it's a topic I cover extensively on the channel. If you're interested, I have plenty of other videos calling these frauds out. An awesome sub.
And let's be honest here. If I were a rich person, if I were like a rich celebrity or a social media influencer, I would make sure that I would make a difference in people's lives and give it back to my community and make people feel good about themselves. I would not be flexing on people. I would not make them feel like they're not worth it, that they don't mean anything. Like, I have this, look what I got. Y'all ain't got nothing. I want to make sure that I make a difference in people's lives. I want to make sure that I give back to my community and to those who are in need. Like, if you need some money for your medical bills, or you're in crisis on the verge of losing your job, or, you know, or you need a new vehicle, you want to lose weight, you want me to help you to start a YouTube channel, if you want me to motivate you, I will. Because one, that is the kind of person that I want to be. Or if you want to meet me in person instead of using the cameras to take on social media, I will do it. And if you look at Eminem, for example, Eminem, when a fan wanted to meet him in person somewhere around Detroit or whatever, though, he went to that person's house without the cameras or anything. He met them in person. That really goes to show you that you don't need cameras to show the world who you are. I'm trying to tell y'all the truth, man.
Subreddit to check out is called Instagram Reality, where posters help point out all of the Photoshop fails and extensive uses of Facetune and filters, so you can see for yourself just how prevalent this practice is. All of these exercises aren't meant to shame people for using filters and wanting to clear up some blemishes or look a little skinnier. I just think it's really important to become aware of all of the fraud on the platform so that you can best determine what is good for you and what is not good for you.
Exactly. This family right here is the reason why I hate social media. Plastic surgeries, they lie about everything. They're known for dating, well, having sex with all niggas on TV, so that's what they're known for. Except for, Courtney, she has Scott Adkins Scott Dixon. Look, I don't know, man. All I know for sure is that these people are known for dating a whole lot of niggas on TV, from Ray J, ball players, you know, regular internet personalities. They're known for all of that. And that's why every black man that sleeps with the Kardashians, I would call it the Kardashian effect. If you like one of them Kardashians, right, and you've been with them for like years or 2 years, though, you're not gonna last long with them because you know how drama they are, and it's been documented on reality shows. That's why I say I don't want to date none of them or any other reality stars. If they want to add drama into reality TV and they want to put me in it, I'm out. Because the last thing I want to do is end up taking my own life if everybody wants to drag my name to the mud, you know, to make me and judge me. Because look, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm talking. Let me shut up.
Without a doubt, the most influential family on the prevalence of body dysmorphia and use of Photoshop is the Kardashians and Jenners.
Exactly.
Another client is Kim Kardashian West, whom Colby Smith described to me as patient zero for Instagram face. Ultimately, the goal is always to look like Kim, he said. Kardashian
Gross.
West, who has inspired countless cosmetically altered doppelgangers, insists that she hasn't had major plastic surgery. According to her, it's all just Botox, fillers, and makeup. But she also hasn't tried to hide how her appearance has changed. It's impressive the media empire that is.
And what's even sad is that she looked better before without the surgery. And I never liked her or her family. So let's face it. They lie about their appearance. They lie about having surgeries where it's been documented on TV, social media. I mean, let's just face it. They're known for lying about everything. I just sometimes wish people could just fess up for once in their life. Stop lying to your audience. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your audience. And if you have surgery, admit it. Don't hide it. Don't say you didn't have it when it's been documented on social media and on reality TV. Be honest.
Built from this family, but nothing about them is real.
Exactly.
They've all had major plastic surgery to every part of their body, and they use Photoshop on every photo. These are the role models for the girls in the Dove ad who alter their photos and don't like their body by the age of 13. This is who they look up to.
Sad, man.
I just saw this post on Instagram Reality, which I thought was perfect for this video, so I'm going to read it. Sorry for reading, but it's super interesting. This person was recently verified on Facebook and Instagram, and within 2 weeks, I started getting invitations to Instagram groups for verified profiles only. Ever wonder why you see these super rich people with large followings? If you have money, you can be famous. Simple metrics of manipulating the appearance of fame. So what happens is you get invited to the blue check DM groups. If you have a blue check, you get in free. If you don't, you pay a hefty price to get in. So basically what happens is you get in these groups and they'll comment on all your photos to boost engagement. So it's fake, high quality followers and likes. These are actual accounts bought from normal people and then run by bots. Fake news PR. BS news recycling websites will be used to write articles about you. You pay a heavy fee for 10 articles and you get a blue check through one of the PR people available who can submit you to Insta through paying off a connection. Boom, you're internet famous. Everyone who sees you in the Explore page thinks you are anyway, so they're motivated to follow your badly photoshopped self. What next? Basically, this whole post is talking about how when you get verified, you join these groups and then you post and then all the people in the group will comment.
First of all, if I ever have a blue check on my Instagram, Facebook, or any social media page, I would never join the rich people because I know how they treat, regular people in general. I would still be 100% myself all the time. I would not change for the media, Hollywood. If I were to be famous with the blue check on my social media page, I'm still going to be myself. But the last thing I would not do is show off in front of people, become a different person, not let fame get to my head. I'm not with it.
On your photo. So when you post the photo, you have all of these blue check mark people commenting on your photo. And it's like, you'll see this commonly where they'll have like 2 or 3 words, the same comments every single time. And these people will have, on their post within a few minutes, they'll all of a sudden have, all these blue check mark people, which boosts the algorithm. Want to look like you rub elbows with recognizable names? B-list stars are available to promo you and act like they know you for the same price as their appearance fee. Now you look extra famous. The list is endless. I'm very thankful for this person for posting this, as it's a deep dive into what it looks like for actual fraud on Instagram. And if you think about it, these influencers are getting paid by brands based on their engagement numbers. This is fraud. When you go to a brand and say, hey, I get 500 comments and 10,000 likes on my picture, well, if it's all bot or if it's all fake, that is fraud.
And let's face it, I'm glad that he wrote that, because I realized that you don't really need a check mark. And if you do, it'll be for the right reasons. But if you're using it to go onto certain sites to get a blue check to make fake frauds commenting on your page and all that, nah, it's not worth it. Because I remember, I think sometime last year when I was trying to get verified on social media, and I tried multiple times and didn't work. Tried on Facebook, that didn't work. Twitter, that didn't work. So there's really no point of getting a verified badge if I have like 1 million followers on social media or 100K followers on social media on YouTube in general. There's gonna come a point in time when you're gonna have to end up getting a verified badge. But the thing is, I would not be changing my attitude or changing my cockiness just because say, yeah, I got a badge on my social media account. What you gonna do? What you finna do? Like, I don't want to do that. I want to be myself and be the same person like I was before when I started YouTube and how I was raised in real life. Because even if I were to get a verified badge on my accounts, I'm still going to be that same person. And I don't want to be dealing with frauds like that. In reality, all they do is just fake. And everything is something that you don't want to do if you end up becoming famous on social media.
I really do think the fraudulent practices of fake gurus and influencers have a profound impact on people's mental health and how they perceive themselves.
Yeah.
None of us are immune to comparison syndrome. I'm listening to an audiobook now called Predictably Irrational, which covers how we all need context for figuring out the value of a product or service. I think the same thing happens with attraction to an extent. That could be attraction to a woman, attraction to a new business idea, or attraction to a different lifestyle than the one you currently have. I think Instagram is all of these potential issues on steroids. Any insecurity you have will be maximized to the 100th degree by scrolling on that app. My Instagram Explore feed is a bunch of funny sports clips and hot Filipinas in bathing suits. I'm a consumer too. It's painfully addicting, I must admit. But it is wild to think about our country's youth and their consumption of these apps that are just not meant to be used by teens. I think we should all be aware of who we follow on social media, as it really does have a drastic impact on our self-esteem and how we view ourselves. Thanks for watching.
Can we all agree that, social media plays a huge role in people with mental health illness? Mental health illness. Because number one, sometimes I just feel like the more I realize that, okay, I shouldn't have to go to social media to look like a certain person, the more I realize there's no point of try to get likes, try to get clout on social media. When people come to you and compliment on your art or even how you look, if you send out the right message, people will respond to you. But if you want to be like those so-called influencers like that, that's scary. Man, I hope that a lot of y'all learn from this video. I'll put the original video in the description just so you know. And let's take a look at the chats here. I know got my boy VJL. What's up, man? How you doing? Kit Kat, hi. It's almost 3 a.m. here. Oh, wow, where you from? Must be Why does animation have to take ages? I guess it depends on which animated shows you're working on. Manga, Marvel, comics, TV shows, or anime. It takes years to get all of that done. But I would say if you wanted to do it like an anime show or whatever, it'll probably be like a 3D version, because 3D art are like kind of easy to do like an animated show or a movie or like a cutscenes, whatever. It's better than doing the cartoons, because cartoons, they take a lot of work to do like certain scenes of punches and fights that carrying on, and it's a lot of work. So with that being said, thank y'all for coming out, hanging out with me as always. Y'all enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoy my take on it, my opinions on this matter, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next content.